Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken! Oh my god!
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cold. You might need a sweater too. I'ma put a ride on ya.
Hello guys, how you going? It's Tim here. Welcome back to a brand new video on my channel here today. And it's a brand new series here on my channel, which I definitely haven't stolen off a YouTuber with 31,250 times more subscribers than me. No, don't know why you would say that. However, he does this week on the internet, so I proudly present to you a rarely seen series on YouTube. Welcome to This Month on the Internet. Well, the first major thing that happened this year was the Australian bushfires, and yes, we are starting on a very sour note. The Australian bushfire season really started back in November in New South Wales when the massive bushfires started there, and it really just got worse with fires starting in South Australia, Victoria, and I think there were a couple of minor ones in Queensland, and there's actually currently, as I'm filming this, ones in the ACT, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but yeah, it was ridiculous. There were crews so spread out that they actually didn't have enough, like they couldn't actually borrow from interstate, like fire services from interstate, but with the New South Wales Fire Service, I believe, with one of their days that they were concerned that it was going to be a really big, fast-moving fire day. They had 3,000 personnel, 31 strike force teams, and 100 aircraft all ready to fight the blazes that were currently happening in New South Wales. Luckily, I believe those are contained and controlled now, and thank you to the wonderful rain that we've been having, as it was pouring outside earlier. So, yeah. It got to the point where they actually called in the military in Victoria, and they also had a cruise ship on standby at Kangaroo Island, where half the island was unfortunately ravished by fires. And the New South Wales and Victoria bushfire, like the Rural Fire Service, and also Victoria's Fire Service, they were all concerned that it was going to be virtually unstoppable. Luckily, they were actually able to put that out, but they were seriously concerned, and it did end up happening that they ended up combining at one point, which was very, very scary. Although, with the bushfires, Canberra had a great start to the year, being announced as the second worst air-polluted city in the world. They're the second worst, and they quickly jumped up to first the next day. Many Australian companies and athletes wanted to help out as much as they could, with BBL bowlers Peter Siddle, Adam Zampa and Kane Richardson all willing to pitch in, donating $200 for every wicket in the BBL that they took to Wires and Wildlife Victoria to help with the rebreeding of a lot of the koalas and kangaroos who were unfortunately lost in this massive firestorm that ravished Australia, especially the East Coast in particular. Nick Kyrgios and Alex de Minaur would end up joining them and donate money for every ace that they served at the ATP in Sydney. Nick Kyrgios ended up going a little bit further and doing that for the Australian Open as well, which was good on him. Really, really proud of you, Nick, and how you did with that. But and Ash Barty was going to donate all of her winnings from the WTA in Brisbane. After having a bye in the first round, she got knocked out in the second, so Click did a 36-hour charity live stream to raise funds for multiple organisations, and this really just included lots of highlights with Creator wearing a dress. I'm pretty sure some of the others wore dresses, multiple kisses, and shoeies. Twitter was on a mad one with Australia and British politicians under fire, and then the US government decided, oh, we're missing out, and tried to join in by starting war with Iran. But it wasn't just political, as hashtag James Charles is over started trending on Twitter after he said some controversial, sung some controversial stuff on his Instagram story from New Year's Eve, and he was under a lot of fire. Meanwhile, Post Malone was getting a new face tattoo. The Ace family were expecting. The US Army were banned from using TikTok over security concerns, considering the fact it's owned by Chinese companies. And the platform was shutting down, allegedly. And then TikTok put a report out to say that the US and the Indian governments made the most requests for users' data, while UK and Australia also made 6 requests. Surprisingly, China made no requests, so maybe they were already getting the information. News outlets made articles on how to tag someone on YouTube for all the 50-year-olds who are still struggling to get to grips with computers. Sorry, Dad. Jake Paul and Gib announced on Twitter that his promotional video for the fight had been copyright claimed by Jake Paul. Gib claiming that it was because he made a joke about his hairline. Seems reasonable. And Gib actually tweeted back, "The hairline stuff must really hurt your feelings for you to strike it lol." Keemstar chimed in saying that Gib's video was getting more views than Jake's, saying that possibly that could be the reason that Jake claimed it. Shane Dawson started a makeup channel, and Love Island Winter Edition was announced in the UK. Jake Paul's hairline managed to get him a whopping $18 million in net worth this year. Meanwhile, the Critics' Choice Awards happened, and like most award shows, it was pretty rubbish. However, it produced one of the most interesting and fashionable red carpets, I guess you could say. Outfits were on another level, with Zendaya wearing I don't even know what, and Mr. Butterfly's Billy Porter. Interesting. YouTube was under more fire once again from mainstream media because violent, gory, and strong language content had actually been rated for kids, with their new rules in place. News outlets and Riley Reid were supporting Jake Paul. Shock there. PewDiePie and James Charles got false copyright strikes, because, you know, that's what's happening on YouTube as well. David Dobrik got Justin Bieber in a video. News outlets finally got the facts that PewDiePie was taking a break, not quitting. The hashtag seduce someone in 4 words started trending on Twitter, and official Pokemon ASMR videos were launched. And probably the biggest news of the month was Harry and Meghan leaving the royal family. Brexit is happening as I'm filming this video. Eminem released an album which was really good, but if we're being real, it was a pretty rubbish start to this decade. We lost some childhood heroes in the form of Terry Jones and also Kobe Bryant, unfortunately, this month, which has been really, really sad to see that happen. And I'm praying for the people involved in that, and also to those who have lost loved ones recently. It is a difficult time, and I completely understand that. But TMZ don't understand it, obviously, because they got slammed. Apparently, they released an article saying that Kobe Bryant had died in a helicopter crash, and multiple others, despite the fact of not having information about how many people had died. And also, the police hadn't had a chance to inform Kobe's family and the other families that not only had Kobe, their daughter, died, but also many other families that either fathers died, wives died, or even sons and daughters died in that helicopter incident. So yeah, that was good move by TMZ. Not really. And now we move on to Jake Paul and Elise and Gib. Probably the biggest social media thing that happened this month. Jake Paul winning the fight, and now he's going to go box KSI. But it was a very, very interesting countdown up to the main, co-main event, with Logan Paul on the panel, I guess you could say, leading up to it, and they invited guys like KSI and JMX to go speak with Logan, with DAZN being a little bit mean to Logan by making forcing him to sit next to KSI and JMX, who could be his possible next MMA fight. But that's going to do it for this video. That's been this month on the internet. Sorry if it's a little dull. I'm going to try and get better at these. Going to try and make it more exciting. If comments are disabled for this video, make sure to check out my Instagram and Twitter down in the description below so you can message me saying, hey, I think you could do this better or you could do this better. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later.